I gotta say, I love my little nerdy shelf, all my items behind my desk where I get most of my work in podcasting. I love all this stuff. It's great. But I wanted a new way and a better way, honestly, to play some N64 games. That's where the Everdrive 64 X5 comes in. For those that don't know what Everdrive is, it is created by Kirkzz. They have a number of different versions for other consoles, but the Everdrive 64 X5 and X7, there's two different versions there. You can check out all the differences on the website, are ways that you can play actual N64 ROMs on your physical N64 console with all your original hardware. A really, really cool idea, so I really wanted to get that authentic experience, which is why I picked up an X5 for myself. Out of the box, this is what the Everdrive 64 X5 looks like in a nice plastic casing. Pretty cool looking. Looks like it's almost an old PC or VHS type of casing here. Has some specs on the back, which you can also find on their website. As you open it up, you'll see the cartridge itself looks just like an original N64 cartridge. Really cool and in there and secure and everything. A little bit of information on the back of the cart itself. And there is the SD slot as well, where you'll put your card, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But yeah, everything fits really snug. It's really slick. You got really clean pins on the bottom as well. Very impressed with the packaging and the way that this arrived. I purchased a 64 gigabyte Kingston SD card, micro SD. It just goes into that slot right there on the side. Once it clicks into place, you're pretty much good to go. And it just fits in there nice and snug. Then, of course, all you got to do, put it in the console itself. Once you boot it up, this is going to be the menu that you see. I created a separate folder on my PC that has the games as well as the OS. So you can kind of manage things as much as you want, but it's basically just a blank SD card. You have a list of ROMs so far that I have here, and I've tested quite a few of them, and they all work. When you select a game, you'll get this little menu that asks you to start, put in some cheats from Game Shark, info on the ROM. You can configure the ROM and play around with some of the settings, a hex view, and you can just delete it actually right off the device there as well, which is pretty cool. I chose Mario Golf itself because I had some trouble running on a handheld emulation device I have from Ambernick. Especially the sound in a lot of the ROMs on that device didn't really work that well. Sure, emulation on your PC is a whole different story, but again, with the tactile feel, we have this. Also, there's some precision in Mario Golf, right? You need to make sure that you're hitting your shots on the bar at the bottom of the screen, but I just wanted to show you what it looks and sounds like. Here we go. As you can see, it looks pretty good. It sounds great, and I have found zero latency whatsoever, which is part of the point of having something like an Everdrive and like having something like this on the console itself. I think it works great. I had no issue whatsoever. And here's a little example of how the save feature works on this. It's not a save state like you would get on other emulation devices or on something like a Project 64 that you have on your PC. What you have to do is, because it gives you a more authentic feel, you'll hit a save point in a game. For example, on Mario Golf, you'll finish a round or you finish a stage just like this. And what you do is you just hit the reset button and it saves the game right then and there. When I go back in and boot the game up again and I go through the menus, you'll notice that I'm right back where I left off. So it works really, really well. All you have to do is hit reset after you hit a save point. You can power the console down at that point and it will save it on the cartridge and SD card itself. So that's a great way to be able to play it more authentically as well. If you don't want to hit any save states, yes, those can be handy at some points. But you know, you can get that on Switch games at the moment. You can get that on other emulation. But if you want that authentic feel, the Everdrive is the way to go. If we head back to the main menu of the Everdrive itself, there are some options around here. All you do is press the Z or Z button, and you can look through some of the settings on the actual cartridge itself and on your SD card. You can play around with certain things. Go to recently played games, so you're not sifting through a massive list of games. Random game is kind of fun, which is how I tested the other ones. You just press it and it'll play something that you have on there, but it's all fairly intuitive and definitely easy to follow along with, especially with the manual that's provided on the Kirkzz website. Well, there's a brief and not so technical look at the Everdrive X5. If you do want to get a little bit more of a technical look at it and things with a little bit more specs and all that type of stuff, lots of videos out there here on YouTube. I recommend checking those people out and seeking them out. But for now, I just want to confirm that honestly, it's been pretty good using this X5. It's great to actually get your hands on the console itself with this thing, your own controller, your own console hooked up to your own TV. Emulation is great and everything in other ways, but this is just a real tactile feel, and it has been running very, very well. As you saw with Mario Golf, the save situation and the save states work pretty well. I've done it with a couple of other games as well. There's no latency, there's nothing. Like, it really is a really well done product, so I highly recommend checking it out. Links to how I have everything set up, link to the actual Everdrive itself will be found in the description below. But until next time, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you on Remember 64.